What's up? Um, I'm trying not to use this as like a journal. That's what it's kind of feeling like lately. But um, I was going down, let's, in a very gay way, call it memory lane. Um, don't take offense to that, dude. You know what I mean. Um, I was listening to old shit, and it had me very nostalgic, which is a very popular emotion to evoke currently. And I kept noticing a theme that was being repeated. I won't say pushed, I'll say repeated. Music is very, um, music repeats a lot. People say the same shit as each other, even in other stuff than rap and R&B. People think mostly that that's just rap and R&B, but it's not. And country also. Country is very repetitive also, but like all music is repetitive. It's seldom that you find people that really truly like innovate and do new shit. Um, that's actually one of the things that kind of bummed me out is I would like to like get back into music and do some different stuff. I like the stuff that I'm listening to. I like the bands that I found. I've liked the musical talents that I found that aren't bands. But aside from that, um, there's a theme that I kept noticing over and over again, a word, fashion. I listen to a lot of metal and metalcore, deathcore, hardcore, punk. Not too much punk, honestly, but more hardcore than punk. And one of the themes that was being kind of pushed around in the 2000s, let's call it the 2000 to the tens, um, breakdowns and certain sections of songs would have the word fashion in it. And at the time, as I'm like trying to set myself apart, because these are times when people that look like me weren't, we were very welcome in the scenes, but we weren't, it wasn't as popular for us as it is now. Now there's like a lot of weird, like, posturing. I'll call it posturing. Um, but it made me think, hearing that over and over again, fashion, fashion, fashion. It made me wonder if the beings that were writing those words were saying something different than I maybe thought they were saying. I thought at the time that they were saying like they're into so stupid. They're into fashion, but now that I've had some time to sit with it and I've revisited, I feel like fashion is all that we truly understand. And it doesn't just mean clothing, pop culture, clothing, popular phrases, popular words. Like, I think we have this automatic, like, thing that keeps us from paying attention to real shit and just like making sure that we're up to date, you know, if that makes sense. Um, I don't know how to explain it better than that, to be honest. Like, literally, I'm just sitting here kind of listening to old music. And by old, I don't mean that old. It's 15, 20 years, stuff that I grew up on. But again, fashion over and over and over again. These bands are all talking about, they're saying the word fashion. And at the time, I took it as them saying, like, in a sense, like, dress like me, look like me, you know, which is a very topical level concept. But now that I'm a bit older and have some more things like kind of under my belt, as it were, or, whatever, it's, I wonder if they're talking about the superficial nature of existence. Like, fashion is such a ridiculous thing to be predisposed to. Fashion is such a silly thing to be occupied by. And again, I don't just mean clothing, like culture, pop culture. Like, we're so predisposed to paying attention to the things that are going on right now that we really, and when I say we, I don't mean me. I just mean society, current society, contemporary society. Um, it seems like an obsession almost, like specifically with, you know what, I won't even say specifically, because again, country, like, there's a country scene. It doesn't change too drastically, but there is still a country scene. Like, if you talk to people that listen to country music, they're all listening to like Morgan Wallen and Post Malone and a few other people that I also don't really listen to. But it's no different from any other like section, culture, subculture, I guess. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm not trying to talk shit about people having identity. It's just there are things that we can also pay attention to. Like, you don't, it doesn't have to be a either or, it can be a both, you know? And I'm not talking about fucking politics. Like, just people. You can care about other beings while also having your identity and showing people that identity through the things that you say, the words that you use, and the clothes that you wear. It's just weird to me. It's an observation. So, not trying to make it a big thing, just interesting observation, I guess. Um, it really does feel like all we know is fashion, in one sense or another. Even if it comes down to the things that you're into, fandoms, as we have started to call it more recently in more recent times. You know, people know more about furries than they do, the history of flooding cities to create new cities with a different. Anyway, let me chill out. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't know. Okay, bye.